Hello and welcome to this very foggy channel. Right, so we are on our way out of Bannockburn. I don't know if it's foggy everywhere, but we'll soon find out. Forth River Valley, is it foggy? Yes. Yes it is. It's foggy everywhere. Oh aye. So yes, foggy, very foggy. We are heading to Edinburgh, man. So yeah, so quite a successful day. Finally got all the wood chopped up and I've ordered two. Hello and welcome to the channel. Shut up! Right, I've ordered two wood, well they're not wood stores, but they're wooden bin stores. Look at that. Oh, I can see now, I can see a freaking thing. Right, two bin stores to keep the wood in. So like, what was it, three? It's three per. It's like, it's idea, so technically it'd be for like 6 wheelie bins. So that would be so what I'm planning to do, store wood in it, and that'll dry in there. And also when I don't have that much wood, I'll put the wheelie bins in. How does that sound? Brilliant, isn't it? So that was something like, I'm not going to say how much it was, but well, you know, sometimes you've got to. So the whole log burner thing, you know, I mean, I think there's a lot of people see them and go, oh, I'd love to have that, and the reality is that so I'm going to be doing another video on but not right now, it's still a live situation. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go with the video because it involves a man and a woman, and so really I can't say too much about it really at the moment. I shouldn't do. But basically it's sort of in the air at the moment. Memento. So it'll be sorted out soon. I'm quite confident that well, there's obviously no. It's just there are hassles in life sometimes, numpties, because you see there's the fog gone, right? We're on the motorway. Fog has gone. You know, so that was interesting. I don't know if they knew that when they built the motorway here, but oh, if we build it here, there won't be any fog here. Who knows? So anyway, it's a bit of a hassle with it, with the log burner, but it's going to get sorted out soon. So there's a lot of people get the same hassle. I've noticed that on the log burner pages. You get a numpty neighbour complaining about their log burner. And it's people are quite irrational, they're quite controlling. They like to what's that phrase again? I keep forgetting that. It's externalising. Yeah, that's amazing. So it's when somebody tries to control out with their own, well, not themselves, they try to control those around them. You know, and that's called externalisation. It's like, I suppose it's a mental health disorder. Yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, you've got lots of mental behaviours, and what you call them, disorders, probably. But I will be doing a video on that at some point, and sort of going through all the sort of problems associated with that particular situation. I think it'd be a bit dangerous to go on about it too much now. When you've always got to sort of be the better person when you're in these scenarios. If you've got any friction or trouble, you have to be the better person. And it's tempting not to be. Some people do that. That it's tempting to, just to lash out and tell somebody to fuck off or something. Car overtaking me now, so look at one headlight and a side light. It's a Fiat 500. Maybe they don't even know themselves. But, I've had that happening to me as well, but, you really need to get, I would probably have the full beam on if I was in that Fiat. That'd be, at least you're dazzling people, at least it's better than looking like a motorbike. Well, maybe not. Maybe it isn't better. So it's slightly cold. Yes, obviously because there's a lot of fog and mist about. So yes, life has its challenges, and I'm quite a spiritual person. I'm not quite I'm kind of spiritual, I suppose. I think the universe sends numpties to check us. So I struggle with numpties at times, but I mean, without numpties, maybe without numpties, civilization would. I think we've got too many numpties. We've got too many numpties around at the moment. We've got too many numpties in power, but that's what they want. That's what the globalists want. They want numpties in power because they can control them and get them to do what they want. So it's not a coincidence that numpties have turned up in power, is it? So I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video tonight actually, but I thought it was a bit foggy and that, maybe it was quite interesting. So I've kind of got the white car. Well, it's still got the EGR fault, but it is MOT'd and it has been serviced. Neil told me the dipstick was a bit missing off the end of it. I wasn't aware of that. But the last Citroen Picasso I had, the dipstick broke on that as well. The only problem with that is if the bit's stuck there and you go and put a new dipstick in, but I have got my fog light on. I'm not actually sure if it's just got one fog light or two. That's fine. And I did clear the mirrors with toilet paper. It looks like they've gummed up again. So visibility is not exactly fantastic tonight. Put the heater on. So I'm doing that thing. I'm sort of driving along here going, what have I forgot? It's like, what have I forgot? Usually there's something. So I think in life when you meet somebody and then and then you try to get to know them, and then I think the warning signs are usually there. But this particular individual, it wasn't until he he actually stole off me. Well, every time I met him, or every time he spoke to me, he would steal something from me. And what that means is he would do it in an underhand sort of way. So he would set out the framework and sort of blindside you with something before you, and because you're being polite, you don't, you sort of just let it go, but it niggles at you because you've been robbed. And all the things that he stole off me, every transaction I had with him, as in when he spoke to me, they're all pathetic. So like, there's no, like, if I top up the value of what he stole off me, I don't know, I think it was the cheek of it, yeah. It was the audacity and cheek of it to do what he did. And that was 2 years ago. And then, because I mean, I've met a lot of people, dealt with a lot of people, and is he the worst? Well, he's definitely a numpty in that. So you could come across somebody who's a bit of a criminal or something, and then you can sort of get it, can't you? So, well, they're a criminal, and that's how they survive and everything, and that's how they make money and stuff. But this one's just pathetic. It's like pathetic, yeah. As in weird. You know, and that's it. That's the measure of them. You know, just like strange, devious, but pathetic as well. You know, not at all. Not, well, depends your definition of success, but it's a bit of a peasant, I would say. Bit of a peasant, yeah. So people have this sort of delusions that they're wealthy or something, but then if you sort of scratch beneath the surface, you can see inconsistencies. Survived on cunning, not competence, but cunning. And the lack of the competence, you can see that in the dwelling, let's say, the faux pas, you know, sort of lack of, I'm saying a lack of understanding of building and construction, but or the finesse of what looks tidy and what, if it looks tidy or if it looks untidy, it's probably not structurally sound. And you know, the fascinating thing is that people who don't know about building, like say like women, right? Because let's face it, the majority of women don't. They tend not to go into construction, although I know some do, but the majority of them don't. And women would see something and know that it's not right because it doesn't look right. So when you're doing things to your house, do it right, you know, and if you can't do it right, pay somebody to do it right. And my mistake was painting the house, and I didn't mask up properly, so there's still paint marks on the brick. So that would be something, if you came along and checked that, you'd say, well, that's a bit untidy, which it is, right? So little things like that matter, you know, like details. And so that's just like untidiness. But there is like people who do it DIY and are not doing it right, and it stands out a mile. You know, like you know, a mile. So it could be, say you were selling your house and somebody, a couple, say like professional couple, you know, one's got a BMW, the other's got a BMW. I was going to say Fiat or Barth. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So they turn up to look at the house that you're selling. Even though they're not builders and they don't know that much about building, they will know right away because it doesn't look right and it doesn't feel right, and they will not. So you could turn around and say your house is worth $500,000, right? Because this individual told me that. And they'll take one look at it and go, I don't think so. And you might say, she won't tell you. She won't tell you why she doesn't want that house. But she maybe doesn't even know herself. She just knows it doesn't look right. And that's because a bodger's been in it and bodged it. And bodged everything. And done everything. Used free materials. And stolen materials. Free materials. Stuff that's found. Like numbers that he found. Wood that he's found. Scrap bits of wood. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, and it's great to use reclaimed materials. I think that is brilliant. But not if it looks shit, and not if it's the wrong materials. And all done on the cheap, and all looks shite. And the reason it's done on the cheap is because he's a peasant. Doesn't have any. He's a total peasant. That's what he is. Unpleasant, horrible, just a dishonest, unpleasant, sneaky, you know, sort of cunning. Sounds like my sister actually, but a deviant, yeah. But pathetic as well. Probably a pervert. I'd bet on that. Yeah, definitely a pervert. A deviant pervert. Ugly bastard. Uneducated. Because when you're dealing in cunning all the time, and an individual like that is not going to appreciate the arts or beauty, because all they're doing is they're looking for, they're sort of struggling to, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but they're not going to, say like, if they end up meeting a famous artist or something, they wouldn't know it unless they were told to appreciate something. They would do it. Well, I suppose a lot of people are like that. They would have to be told something's good, and if somebody up the hierarchy tells them, like, because they're kiss arsing, you know, because they're brown nosing, so they would, if somebody up the hierarchy told them something was good, they'd probably believe it's good, like a piece of art or something. You know, that's the type of people, but they wouldn't have the intelligence to look at something and have an opinion, like, or listen to something. I noticed that there was no opinions about anything, because there was no sort of feedback loop on that regard, because they're probably not that intelligent, and any intelligence they do have is used for cunning behaviour, you know, to get one over. Do you know, apparently my granddad was a bit like that, according to my dad, that him and my great uncle would dupe people or get one over on somebody. That's what my dad told me. I'm only repeating what my dad told me. My dad's dead now, so is my grandfather, my great uncle. But they would, if they got one over on somebody, they'd have a right old chuckle about it. It's called Duper's Delight. But then again, my grandfather was, I think he was fairly high up in the competence hierarchy. He was actually quite fairly successful. Yeah, he was really, how do I put this? When he died, his estate was worth, I'm oversharing, it's quite a lot. So he certainly dedicated a lot of his energy to bettering himself in terms of wealth anyway, which is better than just sitting around at home or going to the pub and getting drunk, you know. So he didn't do that. He was always doing shit, and all these different businesses and stuff. It was a different time back then. There's quite a lot of roadworks here. So the thing is about when you've got somebody, how do you know them? Do they put a different face for different people? Or do people just pretend that people are okay when they're not? Or do they just, some people like that, do they just reserve their bad behaviour for certain people? You know, because maybe people, they think they can get away with it. Is that what they do? So they're obnoxious or horrible to vulnerable people, so they're bullies, so they can get away with it, so they do it, or they think they can get away with it, so they do it. And the problem is they can't get away with it, because nobody gets away with anything. Jordan Peterson said that nobody gets away with anything, and that's what he said in his clinical practice. All the years he did it, nobody got away with anything. So if you're doing something and you shouldn't be doing it, you'll pay for it somehow or another. And that applies to me as well, especially me, because I'm the one that's saying it. It's quite chilly in here, so I've got, the heater only works on the third fan, which is quite noisy. Generally my videos usually last about 20 minutes, but this one's going to last about, I don't know, 45. Depends when it stops. One thing that I'm not really very good at is being careful about what I say. I've got quite a big gob. In fact, I think I would say it's so big that it's too much for people to take in. You know, so if you wanted to get intelligence about me for what I say, you'd probably get bored after listening to a couple of 2-hour videos or something. There you go, this cunt's a fucking numpty. I don't want to listen to this shit anymore. And then you'd probably not bother doing what you're planning on doing. But I'm feeling good about what's happened the last week. I've achieved quite a bit. We're going to get a bit more done next week. We're going to start on the mini painting, the Mini Cooper S, the clock. I'll be first off the gate. I don't suppose anybody else is thinking about doing that. I don't know. I don't know actually. Maybe I could make it a wee bit Salvador Dali-like. Yeah, it could be a sort of because the timepiece that I'm talking about, the Patterson's clock in the Bridge of Allen, it got taken away. It was on Facebook. It's, but I didn't know. I don't stay around that way, so I'd like to have maybe videoed a bit more. Maybe the clock getting taken away. So that's what I'm going to be working on over the Christmas and New Year break. Get that painting done. We can maybe do. We'll do pastels. We'll do. painting. I will do oil painting. And I also got to do my great grandparent as well. Great. Is it great or great? No, it's great grandparents. Well, it's my great grandfather in the picture. My father's grandfather. Who knows, maybe I could get a bit of business doing painting, recreating old images. So I need to think about it next year, get down to Stirling maybe and get doing some art, get involved with the art. If that means, you know, getting my stuff and setting it up down there, so I can get on with it. I mean, like I say, things don't come to you in life. You have to go to it. You have to, you know, go. We'll put the fog lights off now. Might have to put them on again, maybe. You know, you have to get out there and try it, really. When you've got a lot of anxiety and everything, like I do, like a lot of people have that you have to get over that and just get on with things. But unfortunately, I've done a lot of things that I think were stupid. And I get anxiety over it, about the memory of it. You know. There's one thing about coming in at this time of night. It's easier. So I haven't been shopping much this week, so I've got no bread, no croissants, nothing. So I've brought in 2 boiled eggs and a little thing of salt and some Graham's butter, and I'm going to boil eggs tomorrow for my breakfast. Well, that's going to be brilliant, isn't it? Sure is. So we're doing 60. I mean, this thing's going to have to go and get seen to February, I think it is. The MOT runs out. Oh, the insurance will be running out as well. I think it's end of December. So what's happening? Let's have a wee moan about green communism then. I mean, you know, can you remember when the Berlin Wall got knocked down and how desperate people were to get into the West? And now we've got this green communism under net zero nonsense. It's insane. I think we're probably at the height of it now. Well, no, maybe it's... no, I think it's going to get worse. I think it's going to get worse. There's one, a Tesla. You know, that's a symptom of green communism. Saving the planet with £80,000 toxic batteried death trap. Doors that don't open when you have a crash. You know, and the battery storage facilities is probably the worst thing about it, because they're planning it. Well, they're trying to have planning. So this criminal Keir Starmer, I don't call him Sir Keir. I don't think he's a sir. I mean, he's a criminal. You know, he shouldn't be a sir. You know, so they're planning to get rid of all the planning laws. You they say, oh well, we're going to sort out, they say it in funny ways, but it's like, well, you've got planning laws, so you're going to ignore them all. So that's a solution to kickstart. You're like, well, let's just do away with all the planning laws. Well, what are planning laws and what are they for? Well, they're there to protect us. That's in Grenfell Tower, is what happened. So there was an inspectorate or a clerk of works type person at Grenfell Tower that they got rid of to save money. So he would have turned around and said, this is dangerous, you can't do that. And look what happened. People died horrible deaths because of these twats. Saving money. Doing away with planning. People like Stammer. These criminals, politicians. Criminal politicians is what they are. Don't kid yourself that somehow, so a lot of people seem to have the ones that they think are like, a lot of people don't like Nigel Farage. I like him, but he's a politician, so I like Nigel Farage. Like, see if you say, I'll put my car in the garage. Is that how you say Farage? Well, it must be garage, Farage. Or maybe people say the garage. The garage. Oh dear, do you really have to keep harping on about this shit? Nearly there. Keep left and less overtaken. Good advice. There's a train. I think years ago I used to go to Bathgate, so I'd be going the opposite direction and I'd be going that way instead of this way. Yes. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking at going to Ayr on Sunday. That's what's in my head at the moment. According to Google Maps, it's only like an hour and 10 minutes or something to get to Ayr. An hour and 8 minutes to get to Ayr from where we are. But that's not that bad, is it? I could actually take the car. If I took the van, I could go down at night and sleep in the van. After A720 Lothian-Burn, and we've got ambulance. So one of the other things I'm planning on doing is getting CCTV cameras. I think that'd be a good idea. They're not actually that expensive now either. I'm going to see my pal Mark. He has got them in his bit, so, and he fitted them himself. I might get him to do it, fit mine, but my neighbour got a guy to do it. I don't know what it costs, but probably more sophisticated setup he got. So here we are heading into Hermiston Gate. We've got 4 lanes. I'm surprised I haven't turned one of them into a bike lane, or 2 of them even. Turn 2 of them into a bike lane, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? Yeah. So that's what they're doing down the Raploch at the moment. They're doing a bike lane thing. Bike phase. There's all different phases apparently. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So they're creating a cycling infrastructure in Stirling. I got chased for going on here by the traffic wobbles. It's a weird thing because Edinburgh City Bypass is not a motorway. So, but there's no pedestrians, no cycling, and no horses. And yet it's not a Pollock. It's not actually a motorway. It's a weird thing, isn't it? So in order to get peace of mind, you have to have equilibrium, which is why my mind is a little bit, at the moment, it's because of a certain situation that's occurring with a certain individual, well maybe 2 of them, my equilibrium is slightly off kilter. So it could be that, or they are not in the slightest bothered, but, or the majority of people, but I get bothered by stuff. I don't, I take everything, I absorb negative energies. It's probably something to do with my abusive upbringing. I absorb negative energies, so I know that I do it, and I'm trying not to do it, and I'm not that bad, I'm not feeling really bad, but obviously when there's something going on with me, you won't, I mean, I'll be a bit moody or a bit funny about things. That's just the way I am. Oh yes. It's just the way I am. I'm just sitting there going, have I remembered all my tables? I'm going, I didn't ken. There's one of them in the driveway, the one that's fallen apart. I don't know why it is there, and when it was put there. I cannot remember. We've got a bus behind us, better speed up a bit. Now you're in the bus lane and you're holding the bus up. I'm going to... I don't know what speed you're supposed to do here. Alright, the bus is still behind us. Still right behind us. Maybe we could try a different lane. And the bus will be able to see there's nothing coming. The bus is actually, it's a double decker. I think they go away to the right actually here. I think they do, but probably. Yeah, so getting that state of peace of mind. No, it's right behind me. Still coming. And they're putting their foot down. They're way in the outside lane. Jesus Christ. And that's because they're going to turn right at this roundabout. Yeah, so get an equilibrium. So basically what you do is, as I've said, you can choose who you're hanging around with. You can't necessarily choose your neighbours, you can't necessarily choose the people you work with, you can't necessarily, if you marry somebody, well, you can get away from them. But if you've got children with them, that's a big problem, you know, and you can ignore that all you like, but that is a big problem, and really you've got a duty to your children to communicate with your ex, which has not happened with me. Certain persons decided that everything that they need and want is more important than anything else. So when you have children, and you can make up stories and say all sorts of things, but you know, unless you married like a serial killer or something, you really need to grow up, you know. So a lot of it is made up. You know, people make up. I think do not call that straw man or something. Straw man effect. When you're making up, building up a picture of somebody, and building it up the way your mind is twisting it around to the way. Well, I suppose it really externalization to the way that makes life easier for you. You know, so you don't have to deal with it. You won't have to deal with it because you've made up in your mind that they're bad and everything like that. So that's fine, you can carry on. You know, but you're cheating other people. Especially if you've got children, you're cheating your children. I had this idiot on Facebook today, and we're talking about the housing crisis. We'll do that thing. I mean, there's no such thing. It's all bullshit. The housing crisis, you know, it's a made-up crisis, you know. And these politicians go on about all that shit like it's a real thing, and you actually believe it, don't you? But no, there's no. Well, there is a housing crisis, but it's made by the people that are talking about it. The politicians, they don't want to solve it, so they've got to build all these houses. But Margaret thought, well, what happened to all the council houses? Sold them off, and did they replace them? No. What happened? So then now they're wanting these construction companies to go around breaking all the planning rules and build houses everywhere. Floodplains, farmers' fields, you name it. Anywhere, they don't care. So short-term profits, well, the corporate companies will make big money. Oh God. Oh, it's busy around here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh shit. Aye, it's really looking grim. I kind of thought that might be the case. Not exactly sure what to do. I don't know if I'll get anywhere to park. No, I could get up in there. I'm fine. Well, that's a bit tricky. Yeah, go in there. Right. Get out with lights. So, okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. We'll get you on the next video. Bye. Better lock my door. It's why I try to come here a bit later. Once I did think it was going to be busy here tonight. What I might do actually is go to Asda. Actually, I think I'll probably do that. So, thanks for watching. Bye.